Imagine a garden that takes care of itself, supplying you with fresh fruits, vegetables, and herbs all year round. That's the magic of a self-sustaining garden. It's a space where nature does most of the work, saving you time, reducing your grocery bill, and providing a healthier lifestyle. Picture crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and fragrant herbs, all flourishing without constant tending. Does that sound too good to be true? Stick around to discover how you can make this dream a reality. What makes a garden self-sustaining? There are 4 key elements to consider. Let's start with permaculture design. Permaculture is a design philosophy that mimics the natural ecosystems. It's all about working with nature, not against it. You see, in the wild, everything has a purpose, a role to play in the grand scheme of things. In a permaculture garden, every plant, every insect, every drop of rain is a valuable resource. We can harness this harmony and create a garden that's both productive and sustainable. Next up is composting. If you're not composting yet, you're missing out on a golden opportunity. Composting is the process of turning organic waste into nutrient-rich soil. It's nature's way of recycling. Your kitchen scraps, your lawn clippings, even your old newspapers can be turned into black gold for your garden. Not only does composting reduce waste, but it also enriches the soil, promoting healthy plant growth. Our third element is an efficient watering system. Water is a precious resource, and it's our responsibility to use it wisely. Drip irrigation systems and soaker hoses are great ways to conserve water while ensuring your plants receive the hydration they need. These systems deliver water directly to the plant roots, reducing evaporation and runoff. And let's not forget rainwater harvesting. A simple rain barrel can save gallons of water, and your plants will love the pure, unchlorinated hydration. Last but not least, plant diversity. A diverse garden is a healthy garden. By planting a variety of crops, you can attract beneficial insects and deter pests. Different plants also have different nutrient requirements, so a diverse garden can help maintain soil health. Plus, it's just more fun to have a wide array of plants to tend and harvest. With these elements in place, you're well on your way to creating a garden that practically takes care of itself. Permaculture design is all about working with nature, not against it. At the heart of every self-sustaining garden is the principle of permaculture design. A concept that encourages us to observe and mimic the patterns and relationships found in nature. This approach is about more than just organic farming. It's about creating a holistic system where each element plays a role, contributing to the overall health and productivity of the garden. Think of it like this: in nature, there are no single-use elements. Every creature, every plant, every drop of water plays multiple roles in the ecosystem. The hummingbird that flits from flower to flower isn't just looking for nectar, it's also pollinating the plants, helping them to reproduce. The fallen leaves that litter the forest floor aren't just debris, they're a source of nourishment for the soil, slowly decomposing to feed the trees and plants. In a permaculture garden, we try to replicate these interconnected relationships. We design our garden in a way that each element serves multiple purposes. For instance, a tree in a permaculture garden isn't just there for its fruits, it also provides shade for the plants beneath it. Its roots help to prevent soil erosion, and its fallen leaves enrich the soil. Implementing permaculture design in your garden begins with observation. Spend time in your garden, watching how the sun moves across it, how the wind blows, where the water flows. Notice the plants that thrive, and those that struggle. This will help you understand the unique characteristics of your garden, and how you can work with them to create a self-sustaining ecosystem. Next, consider the relationships between the elements in your garden. Could the shade from a tree help protect a heat-sensitive plant? Could a climbing plant use a fence or a wall for support? By thinking about these relationships, you can design a garden where each element supports the others, creating a resilient and productive system. When you work with nature, you create a garden that's not just productive, but also resilient and sustainable. Composting is nature's way of recycling, turning your kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich soil. It's like alchemy, but instead of turning lead into gold, we're turning waste into wealth. This process, my friends, is the secret sauce of a self-sustaining garden. So how does composting work? Well, it's simpler than you might think. All you need is a compost bin or pile and a mix of green and brown materials. Green materials are those rich in nitrogen, such as vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, and fresh grass clippings. Brown materials, on the other hand, are rich in carbon and include things like dried leaves, newspapers, and straw. The magic begins when these materials start to decompose. Microorganisms break down the organic matter, and the end result is compost, a dark, crumbly substance that smells like fresh earth. It's packed full of nutrients that plants need to grow, and it improves the structure of the soil, making it easier for plant roots to penetrate. Creating your own compost at home isn't just good for your garden, it's good for the planet too. It reduces the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, and it reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, which can harm the environment. But how do you start composting at home? It's easy. Start by setting aside a small area in your garden for a compost pile, or get yourself a compost bin. Then, start adding your green and brown materials. A good rule of thumb is to aim for a ratio of 1 part green to 3 parts brown. Turn the compost pile every few weeks to help speed up the decomposition process. And remember, not all kitchen scraps are compost-friendly. Avoid adding meat, dairy products, and diseased plants, as they can attract pests or create unpleasant odors. Composting is nature's way of recycling, turning your kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich soil. With composting, you're not just reducing waste, you're creating the building blocks of a fertile, self-sustaining garden. Water is life, and in a self-sustaining garden it's all about using it efficiently. Now let's dive into the world of efficient watering systems. Picture this, with every rainfall, instead of letting all that precious water go to waste, you're harvesting it. Rainwater harvesting systems are a fantastic way to make the most of nature's bounty, channeling the water to where it's needed most in your garden. The beauty of this system is that it's not just efficient, it's also sustainable, reducing your reliance on external water sources. But what about when it's not raining? That's where drip irrigation comes into play. Drip irrigation is a method of watering that delivers water directly to the root zone of the plant. This not only saves water but also helps prevent the growth of weeds. It's like giving your plants a direct line to the hydration they need, without any waste. Now that we've covered watering, let's explore the importance of plant diversity in a self-sustaining garden. Diversity isn't just about creating a visually appealing garden, although that's certainly a bonus. A diverse garden is a resilient garden. Different plants bring different strengths to the table, and they work together to create a robust ecosystem. Some plants are excellent at attracting beneficial insects, while others are great at repelling pests. Some plants enrich the soil, and others provide shade or ground cover. The key here is to think of your garden as a community, where each plant has a role to play. Another benefit of plant diversity is that it can make your garden more resistant to disease and pests. With a variety of plants, a problem that affects one species won't wipe out your entire garden. Plus, diverse gardens tend to be more productive, providing a steady stream of fruits, vegetables, and herbs throughout the year. With efficient watering and a diverse array of plants, your garden becomes a vibrant, self-sustaining ecosystem. And remember, every drop of water and every plant in your garden plays a crucial role in maintaining this delicate balance, so go forth and let your garden thrive. Now that you know the secrets of a self-sustaining garden, it's your turn to put them into action. Reflect on the magic of self-sustaining gardens, their ability to provide not just for our tables but for our souls. Remember, this isn't just gardening, it's a way of life. Let's revisit the key elements we've discussed. Start with your soil. The health of your garden begins there. Use composting and crop rotation to maintain its vitality. Then consider your plants. Choose a diverse range, mixing perennials and annuals, and remember to plant with the seasons. Recall the principle of working with nature, not against it. Encourage beneficial insects, birds, and other wildlife. They'll help control pests and pollinate your plants. And don't forget, even your waste has a role to play. Your kitchen scraps and garden waste can be transformed into nutrient-rich compost. Water is the lifeblood of your garden. An efficient watering system that collects and stores rainwater can ensure your plants always have what they need, even in dry spells. Remember, a self-sustaining garden is about more than just growing food. It's about creating a balanced ecosystem where everything has a role to play. It's about living in harmony with nature and enjoying the fruits of your labor, literally and figuratively. Start your self-sustaining garden today. Share your progress and experiences in the comments below. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Happy gardening.